not bad when compared to the original photo, but you can remove a little from this side because the space away from the lady is little less than the guy, so you can make it a little balanced. And again, this cannot be you can't make it fall into rule of third since it is kind of centered image, and it's a centered image, and even the looking direction is closed. So it's this circle that we have to create. See, yes, better, but this black patch irritates me a little better without the black patch, but not the perfect. Okay, good. ThariHasa. Again, in this picture, yes, she has reduced the headroom a little. Much better than this one. Even you see that you feel it blurred even. The faces with a lot of background. This is the cropped image of the previous one, but the couple looks better. Can you see? But still, there's too much headroom. I want to make it better. Let's see. A little bit of creates a good angle. I think that looks better. See, it looks better. All the details of the garments, you can see the shadows here, the highlights. It creates detail. It was there in this picture, but that's not visible. See how much difference can be done with just the composition. Very detailed, this image. Yes, this one you can see. I think it does not copy. Yes, even her looking direction is into the her walking direction is into this side. So we can remove all the unwanted areas here. We can keep this in rule of third. Little reduction of the headroom. I think looks much better. See, the focused area is this part of the much better. We can see her face. It's not good, right? This ash color part is unwanted. I'm going to remove it. And the architecture is not captured well. Otherwise, we could have done something with that, but it's not properly captured. We keep it like this. The black patch, I remove the contrast here at the edge. See, details of a sari is captured. Anyway, this is not that bad photo. This one is bit good. What I feel is it's nicely focused. This photo, this only the figure is focused and the background is blurred. So it takes attention to the face, but this rock part is too much. You can remove a little from this. Yes, she has done it. Good. Shut up. Okay, again, so much unwanted background. Yes, you can crop a little from this side since the looking direction is into the up and keep little space from the above. Yes, not bad. Better if we can keep a little bit of headroom here. Not bad. Anyway, that capture of that image is not that nice. Productive. Yes, again, we can keep the rule of third and reduce the headroom a little. That's all we can do for this image. Yes, good. Uh, since this feels a little bit, they are a little bit cornered to this area. So you can reduce a little bit from this area to make it fall into rule of third. It's better you reduce a little. Much better, right? Yes, see. I want to remove this roof detail and this part, and I want to reduce little bit from the grass. Yes, a good job. Uh, but you can reduce it because this grass is too focused. You can reduce a little from the grass. think that's much better. See? Again, the lines are not straight or diagonal. Yes, good. A closed image. You can crop. See. Okay. Do you feel something odd when this is reduced? This is it has too much space from this area and a very little space from this. So the problem with this crop is that interesting line is not recognized. Here, when you see a diagonal line, if you can't keep it into rule of third, then you can think of the triangles. Before the triangles, you can think of, even when making triangle, you can think of whether this image falls into any of the diagonal lines. Here you can see a diagonal line here. So to keep it more into the corner of the image, that diagonal line, to make it more into the square or the corner, you can reduce. I'll get a copy. You can reduce from this. So when you reduce it from this, it doesn't fall into the diagonal, it rises up from the corner. So you can make it fall into the corner like this one. The line එක හැදෙන්නේ මේ පැත්තට. Looks much better. Reducing the headroom a little. I think it's better. Another good point we learned, right? How to identify the lines. Yes. Yes. Even the original is better there. But Pragati has done a lot. That's good. Too much space here. That's reduced. Nice one. Or you can, she has keep the detail of the window for the image, but you can, that's also good. You can even think of removing that also. Just make it a portrait, since this detail is not captured well. And it's the look of the lady which is intended in this photo. Let's see whether it will look good. Yeah, this is much better than this one. The details of the face. Yes, even this is fine. Can you see when it's cropped, how the details come out? Yes. Just since this is the center, removing the unwanted background would do in this picture. And his posing is not nice in this picture, right? Bad capture. Yeah, this looks good, much better than the previous one. Yes, even this one, ThariHasa. Let's see. Yeah, same. Even in this one, you can see that diagonal line, right? You can reduce the headroom a little and remove more space from this area. She has made it too balanced. You can make him a little closer to the edge from this side. A little faster. And that moss one on the wall was focused in the image, I guess. Yeah, this is not needed. Even though, can you see in this image, our attention goes into this area. But when compared in size, this is larger than this. But our attention goes into this area. This is a little space. This is a lot of space, but attention doesn't go to this empty space because the looking and this is closed and it falls into the diagonal line. Get it? Now almost done it. We'll discuss that. Yes, similar to the previous. You can remove the headroom and remove it a little from the ground and from this side. How about this? Yes, you have to make this couple focused. Yes, good one. It also looks very good with those curvy shapes in the background. These two curvy shapes and the hands create curves, so it looks good. Sharp. Again, looking is into this direction, so this area has to be removed. Yes, very good one. See how the details are emphasized. Sharp. Yes, the window is totally unwanted. Nice. She has removed the detail of the wall and keep enough space to breathe around. Very good. Trinity. Yes, not bad. But we have, we feel like better if there was, I feel like better if there was more space to breathe. Like this is too compact, Dignity. I feel it's better if I could get a little more of the background, but it's balanced well. And even here, since the boy is a bit taller than the girl, we can reduce more from here and keep little space. Okay, this is much better. Anyway, the image is not focused. වෙන කොයි හරි focus වෙලා තියෙන photo එකේ මෙන්න මේක. Are you working while I'm explaining? Yes. Too much headroom. This area is unwanted. Okay, nice one. Yes, the couple is prominent. You have kept it into the middle, but I feel if there was a little space from here than here, is nice. And also in here, even though it's not captured well, you can keep the square. I think that's what they have tried to compose, but it has not happened. You can keep this square in the background as a frame to them. Better if this was in a good condition. It doesn't look like a square. If it was properly captured, then it looks good. You can use the objects in backgrounds as frames to your pictures. So even this, you can do that, but this is also good. But you can you should reduce a little bit more space from this. Remove a little from this side and keep this side for space instead of making it in the center. Okay, we are done. So, do you have any comments? Any comments? Did you learn anything? Was there anything new? Any questions? Or was it useless? Now you have learned design principles, design elements, and composition. Now you know the basics of designing. So the last lesson for design fundamental is color theory. So there are theories in color to identify colors, and why we are learning color is to make them, to use them in an interesting manner in your work, right? You may have heard of basic color theory in your primary school, maybe. So, do you know what are the basic colors, primary colors? What are the primary colors? Have you heard of color wheel? What are the primary colors you know? As you know, what are the primary colors?
Red, yellow, and blue.
Blue, yes. And one says red, green. Okay. As we learn in our primary education, the primary colors are considered as red, yellow, and blue. That's the traditional color wheel, right? This was introduced by this traditional color wheel is introduced by Sir Isaac Newton. He was experimented with the light, and it was 1666. The primary colors were considered as red, yellow, and blue, and we are still using that color wheel in our work. So it is called the traditional color wheel, and this is one of the color wheels we are learning. Okay. Then secondary colors are the colors which creates when these one of these two colors are mixed together. When red and yellow is mixed, orange is the secondary color, and blue and red, purple, and green. That we call them secondary colors. So once the secondary colors are mixed, it creates tertiary colors. So that creates the traditional color wheel. We call this color wheel. You are familiar with these. And there are a few terms that we use in color theory specifically. Right. One is the hue. You may have seen this in your graphic design softwares, like in where you work technically with colors. So hue is simply the color position around the wheel, or just a name of a color. You get it? Hue කියන්නේ color එකේ නම. Green the, blue the, or we can see just the previous one. This one color is called a hue, and we can see there are 12 colors in the color wheel, and those are 12 hues. And also we can call the intermediate colors, like in this one. In between those colors, there are also hues in between. Like you can see, this is not one color from green to yellow. It's not just two colors. There are a lot of colors in between those two colors. So each color is called a hue. It's just a name for, it's just like a name for a color. So hue is the name. We can describe it as the position around the wheel as well. Then saturation. Saturation, this can be also known as intensity of chroma. This tells us how vibrant a color is. This end is called highly saturated. This end is called desaturated. While a highly saturated color is a very vibrant and strong color, and desaturated color is a grayed out, dull, uh, a dull color. So this saturation uh, is how bright a color is. Next one is value. Value is how dark and how light a color is. It is about light. So uh, this with this value, uh, we create tints, shades, and tones of colors. We can create shades by adding black to one color, and we can create it tints by adding white, and tones by adding gray. These are these terms are sometimes we are not using in correct way, the proper way, but these terms are very simple concepts. Like uh, here for this color blue, we call it tints of this color when whites are when white is added to this color. So the most this ends with white. Shades are when black is added to this color. So we call it a darker shade. This one is a darker shade of this color. You get it? And the tone. Tone is created when we are adding gray to a color. So it creates different tones of the same color. Then temperature. In the color wheel, we separate them into warm colors and cool colors. From red, it's warm, and these green blue shades are cool. So if one color is taken, uh, here we have taken red, and when it goes to this side, it goes this side of the color wheel, it goes to warmer shade, uh, a shade or warmer hue. Okay, that's the correct word. And then it goes to a cooler hue. Uh, so the color circle can be divided into warm and cool colors. Warm colors are vivid and energetic and tend to advance in space. Cool colors give an expression of calm and create soothing impression. White, black, gray are considered to be neutral. So by using this color wheel, we can make color harmonies. There are few theories that we can create interesting color combinations, which are called color harmonies. So there are a few ways that you can match the colors interestingly. First one is monochromatic. Can you guess what is monochromatic? So it's written here. Monochromatic is just using one color, uh, just one base color or hue, from our wheel and use different shades, tones, and tints to create a group of colors. It is one of the easiest color harmonies to create and look simple, cohesive, and organized. I will show you a few examples for monochromatic color. Can you see just with one color, different shades, tints, tones are used beautifully. This is monochromatic. See how even you can create a very vibrant image um, with using one color. This looks very vibrant, this yellow one. So the next is so the next color harmony is complementary colors. Complementary colors uh, scheme takes two colors from opposite sides of the wheel, such as red and green, blue and orange. Uh, I have showed here uh, purple and yellow, red, green, blue, orange. Oh, you can get any color from that sits opposite to one another. Even they looks very vibrant and contrasting naturally. Green and red. You can use desaturated dull tones as well, but it creates a little contrast and bit energetic look. Here, a red light and a white light. Uh, just one more thing, except this color theory, can you see the composition of this picture? What do you think? I want to emphasize one more point on composition that I forgot. What do you think? Isn't it a bit different from what I said about the looking direction? Can anyone mention about this composition? Are you there? Does it fall along with the points I have mentioned? What do you think about this picture? Comment please. මං කියපු මේ composition theories වලට වඩා වෙනස් දෙයක් ඕගොල්ලෝ දකින්නවද මේකේ? Yes, sorry. This body direction and eyesight direction are opposite. Okay. Yes. Anything else about keeping space? Anything else? which way I told you to keep space when I directions are. There's more black spaces. Yes. Okay. My point was something else. I told you to keep space on the way he looks at. Isn't that so? But in this image, they have composed it into the other way around, not into the direction. They have to keep space. This falls into rule of third, this image, but they have keep space to the other direction, not the way he's looking at. So this is not what I told you. Do you get that? But still, do you feel something interesting in this image? Obviously, yes. It captures our attention, but you feel tension here, isn't it? So තේරුණාද මගේ point එක? ඒ කියන්නේ මම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කිව්වේ මිනිසයා බලන දිහාට ඒ බලන පැත්තට ස්පේස් තියන්න කියලානේ. දැන් මේකේ මෙයා බලන් ඉන්නේ මේ පැත්ත. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ ස්පේස් තියලා තියෙන්නේ අනිත් පැත්තේ. හරිද? එතකොට මේක happy එහෙම නැත්නම් very feelingful එහෙම mood එකක් නම් මේක අනිත් පැත්තට ස්පේස් තිබ්බනම් අපිට දැනෙන්නේ ඒ වගේ හැඟීමක්. But in this frame මේගොල්ලෝ මේ පැත්ත restrict කරලා තියෙනවා. So we feel some kind of tension here. Are you agreed? Anyone get what I am saying? Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, thank you, Deepika. Yes, that's a bit different from I just posted because I couldn't mention it. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකක් හරි I direction එකක් අපිට block කරන්න පුළුවන්. To if we want to intentionally create a tension in that image. Okay. Okay, then back to color theory. So in this image, they have used red light and green light to highlight the face. So it's interesting. And purple and yellow in this image, how the lights have used, and it creates vibrance always. Purple lights and yellow lights. It's close to blue and orange as well. Here. Here. Just think of this image and see what if it was red? What if it was blue? But this creates more harmonized feeling with vibrance. Orange and blue. Okay. Next one is split complementary. Split complementary color scheme is similar to complementary, but you are using not the opposite color, but the two colors besides the opposite color. That's split complementary. I think the previous image you can, this one, orange, this orange, yellow and blue. I think this falls into split complementary. So when you want to use more colors in some artwork, you can go into this split complementary. Then triadic colors. When you want to use 3 bold colors, you can pick from the color wheel triadic colors. Here, either red, blue, green, red, blue, yellow, or orange, green, purple. I have put some examples. See how it is used. Interesting. Huh? Then tetradic colors. Tetradic colors are 4 colors in a rectangle shape made up of 2 sets of complementary colors together as one palette. These palettes work best when you focus on one main color and use the other color as contrasting accents. In color palette means for some kind of artwork, what are the colors we are going to use. So we select a set of colors for the particular design. So that is called color palette. In that color palette, there are main colors and accent colors. If there is 4 colors, there are 4 colors. 2 can be main and 2 can be accents, or 1 can be main, 4 and 3 can be accents. One accent, the main color or the basic color is the color that we are going to use a lot, and the colors we are going to use in smaller portions are called accents. Okay, this basic color, main color, base color, those words are used for the major color. It's good to remember the word accents in color palette. Sorry, tetradic. So I didn't bother to find examples for this because it's a bit hard. You can see what are the tetradic colors that you can use harmoniously in your work. Okay. Then analogous colors. This is also another very interesting color scheme. Is using 2 or up to 4 colors that are next to each other on color wheel. This is the one simplest and most appealing color harmonies. Personally, I work a lot with analogous colors because in my work I don't appreciate much contrast. So when you are more into more harmonious, balanced color, a color taste, then these analogous colors can be used easily. Just 1, 2 to 4 colors that sit side by side. And it is one of the simplest and most appealing color harmonies, and work best if you choose one dominant color and use other colors as accents. It's also important to use one dominant color in this case because since the selected colors are not very it looks good, these four colors, but see field check in a color view. What if we selected, okay, what if we selected from this blue to green, then this green may not work well with the blue. So it's better to use one dominant color and use the others as in small portions in as accents. So that you have to remember uh, in selecting more than two colors in an analogous color scheme. So that's all about the theories of colors in color harmonies. And you know that since there are a lot of hues in between these colors, you can play with them. And I have added few tips. Uh, when you're working with colors, tip one is pick one dominant colors. As always, in any color combination, in any color harmony, it's better to use one dominant color and use others in smaller portions. Like in this one, uh, they have used split complementary color scheme and used blue as one dominant color. So the others are in small portions. And use just few colors. That's very important. Uh, Simple is the best. So see here, the too much color distracts the idea. You don't like to read it actually. So use just few colors in your work. And use color palettes for inspiration. You can go for beautiful color palettes from nature. Normally, the natural elements are harmonious together to create beauty. So it's better to look into nature for color palettes or some other design work when you find them appealing. Okay, uh, so this one, uh, so I have put some examples. See the beautiful hues in these berries. You can in when selecting colors from nature, you can go into very different tones and shades, not the raw hues that we see in the uh, color wheel, uh, basic color wheel, but in nature you can go into very beautiful hues of color, like yes, in these ones, not very bold uh, colors. So you can go into, before you are doing any of your artwork, uh, prepare a color palette, specific color palette uh, for uh, to refer, and better if they can taken from nature. Uh, we'll work on this, how to create color palettes and all with concepts. We'll work on this practically. Then you will realize. So, and I saw, yes, what are the purpose of the color wheel and color theories? The purpose of any of these color wheel is to help us to choose colors that work well together in color schemes and color palettes for design, patterns, painting, etc. To help us understand relationship between colors, to help us understand how colors mix together to create new colors. So in short, it helps us to make better art. So previously, when I asked the primary colors, one answer came that red, green, and blue is the primary color. Yes, it is, but it is a different color wheel. It is not that traditional wheel, color wheel is the only color wheel exists. As you are familiar, you already know that RGB color scheme is there, CMY or CMYK color scheme is there. Have you heard of this? Anyone heard of this? RGB and CMYK?
Yes, madam.
What? Okay. Uh, okay, I can't hear you. I'm going to continue. When color systems are, when we are learning color systems, these three contradict sometimes. RGB, CMY, and RDY, the traditional color wheel. Why we are still using traditional color wheel is it is easy to understand because we know when we mix red and yellow in watercolor or whatever the colors we are using to paint, it creates the orange color. And when we are using red, when we are using blue with yellow, it creates the green color. But still, uh, with the traditional color palette, traditional color wheel, with the traditional red and blue, sorry, the traditional yellow and blue, you can't create a very bright green. Okay, it is not, you don't get the very bright green from very, not a very saturated color, but still it's green. So it's easy to understand. So, but in CMY, it's cyan, magenta, and yellow. Yellow is the same, but cyan and magenta are specific hues. It is a kind of blue. Magenta is a kind of red, but it is not red. It is a specific hue. But uh, using these hues, you can create a lot of colors in that wheel specifically. So the CMY is a mode is used in printing medium. Okay, in printed media, we are using cyan, magenta, and yellow ink to create the specific colors we need. So most of the colors can be achieved through this CMY. And K stands for black for the key plate. Key printing plate means the highlights or which creates the contrast. If we are using two color printing, the darker shade is considered as key plate, But if when we are using for color, CMYK, K is black. Okay, so that is for printing and pigment. The places we are using pigments. The CMY is the color system that we are using. So what about RGB? RGB is called additive color model. RGB color model is used with light. Okay. In the terms, if the terms, so the RGB, it's probably because I will read this out. If the terms RGB and CMY or CMYK seems familiar, it is probably because computers and TV use red, green, blue lights to display colors on your screen. As I described in printing, in places where create colors with light, then the colors in the wheel, colors are created with basic red, green and blue lights. That's why the RGB color system is used. It is used for TV screens, lighting, displays. That is RGB color system. And printers and pigmentation, they use CMYK color system. So these are another color systems, right? So in RGB color systems, primary colors are red, green, blue, and CMYK color system, primary colors are cyan, magenta, and yellow, and traditional color system, primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. So which color wheel should you use? So the best color wheel for mixing paints and mixing pigments is CMY. And best color wheels for mixing lights is RGB. And best color wheel for color harmony. And to understand color, we still use RBY. Because as I said earlier, CMY is a specific, very specific color, cyan and magenta. But we can understand it into a very simple way like RBY. Okay, I think you are clear with that. Any questions on those color palettes, color wheels? Are you clear? What are the primary colors now? It's specific to the color system. Are you clear? Press your space bar and say yes.
Clear, madam.
Okay. Okay. Then that's about color wheels. And there's one thing more that you want to know about colors, and do they affect on how we feel? Yes, it is. It is considered as that, and these I have listed. Red is for danger, passion, excitement, energy, that kind of stuff. So this color psychology is used. Color psychology is used very commonly in marketing. What are the red? Where have you seen red? Which kind of brands using red? Can you name few? What are the brands who are using red as their basic color? Can you name a few? Yes, Coca-Cola. Anything else?
Nescafe.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you say it again?
Nescafe.
Yes, Nescafe. Nescafe is using, yes, logo is red, right? Yeah, brown and red. Anything else? A lot of food stores, restaurants, Pizza Hut, Domino's, KFC, what else? All are using red. It is because it is the color for passion that you feel need that in that. You feel needed. I've heard that's why they are using red. And even Pizza Hut, even the interior is red. Yes, a lot of food companies use the color red for marketing because they think that not just they think, in color psychology they says that uh, that red uh, makes you want and makes you need something. So that's why they are using red. Yes, pink with feminine, sentimental, romantic, exciting. Yes. What else? And I have another interesting example for it. Have you seen? Not recently, actually, a few years ago, that People's Bank introduced their what that smart zone in red color. People's Bank Smart Zone, they changed the color. Their color was maroon and silver, I guess. But that Smart Zone, they changed into red. Red, kind of red, green, and yes, vermilion red. Uh, the time that it was introduced, when I was passing by, I was always wondering what is the new food shop there near the bank, because it was that freeze in my head that red is for food shop or a bakery or a restaurant. Because when passing by, I'm always wondering what is the new shop there. Uh, so I don't know why they have used that color, but in our minds we think that it is more associated with restaurants and food. Orange, yes. So read this out and find. You can look into this in marketing area. That's good for you. Uh, yes, and also when it comes to black, uh, sophisticated, human, and sorrowful. Uh, don't you think that it's always considered when compared to the context? Actually, that color psychology differs from country to country, culture to culture, uh, in geographical areas. So that is compared with the context. For example, this is a very good example, the color black, the mourning color, sorrowful color, even in Sri Lanka, the Christians and Catholics, they use black as the color of mourning. That in funerals, they use black, but in Buddhists, they use white for the funerals. So the black flag and the white flag. So when a Christian person sees a black flag, then it feels that someone has died and that kind of feeling. But it comes to a Buddhist person with a white flag. So in common, black flag is like protest or something. So even though we have kind of in Buddhist, it has kind of the orange, so that represented a monk's robe. So it may be for some person it can be a very sentimental color, but for another person, for a foreigner, it can be a very bright, cheerful color. So this color psychology differs from the context to context. It is always related with the context. Okay. So any multicolor, Google using multicolor, Olympic logo is multicolor. That's they're called. It's represent united, open and diverse, open and diversity. That one more example, like LGBT community is using that that is rainbow colors. Open and diverse feeling is there. And finally, I want to mention about color studies. Color study is the study we do before doing an artwork to check whether the selected colors are harmonized and what is the mood created. Likewise, you can see in this picture, this is for a painting someone has done a color study. So not even for paintings, any kind of design we are doing, we do a color study prior to the design to select the best colors for our design, which creates the mood we intend. For that process, we call color study. So in your design work, we'll see practically how we can do color studies since we are not taking the paint and do paintings. You may get different type of projects. So with the project, we'll see what type of color studies we can do and how to organize a color study. We'll make a few color palettes and see how they will work. Okay, then that's all for today. I will send you the presentation. Sorry for the last week I couldn't do the lecture, and probably I will have to do a covering lecture for that. I will let you know. Okay. Any questions to ask? Anything to ask? Okay, then we'll stop for today. Go through the color theory So now we are done with basic fundamentals in design. What we have left is I have to do a session on Sri Lankan art history. We didn't talk about it, and the applications of art and design, like in costume design, interior, and you have to tell me, you have to teach me the applications of art and design in multimedia. Okay, I'm not much aware of that. Okay. So then we'll do a group and individual project to apply these theories, and we'll do a project for design development and concept development. I think you will be more interested in that area. So if there's anything